Under the Radar Michigan is brought to you in part by the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, investing in people, places, and partnerships to help transform Michigan and the Michigan economy. In cities, towns, and neighborhoods, people are building better places to live and better communities. Also in part by the Food Bank Council of Michigan, Michigan's statewide food bank network committed to the alleviation of hunger in Michigan and in our nation. The Food Bank Council of Michigan gathers food and funds to help stock Michigan's food banks. And by Moose Jaw, a Michigan retailer whose stores and employees serve the outdoor enthusiast with clothing and gear. Information on locations and gear at moosejaw.com.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar Michigan.
When was the last time you were in Detroit? I mean, be honest. When was the last time you came to Detroit for some fun and excitement? Now, if you're worried about the big city, believe me, you'll get over it, because the only thing you've got to worry about is how you're going to get hooked on coming back over and over, because there's so much cool stuff to do here. Did you know that urban gardens are taking root all over the city? People live, work, and play here every day, and they love every minute of it. Driving 3 miles to the mall every weekend isn't going to teach you, enrich you, or enlighten you. You have to step up and step out if you're going to discover great things. Detroit is neighborhoods, restaurants, microbreweries, skyscrapers, sporting events, culture, condos, and conies. There's something here for everyone, and that includes you. So do a little research, get in the car, and take claim to your biggest city, Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is located in southeast Lower Michigan, and strangely enough, it's due north of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I-75 will get you there from the north and the south, and I-96 and I-94 bring you in from the west. In the shadows of the Fox Theater, Comerica Park, and Ford Field is Detroit's historic entertainment district. It's an area that's coming back fast thanks to people that are bringing new life back to these streets. New businesses are popping up everywhere, and they're doing very well. Now, in the 1930s and 40s, Detroit was one of the premier jazz cities in America. All the jazz greats from around the world came to play the clubs here. And one of these historic clubs is back. Cliff Bell's is one of Detroit's original classic jazz clubs. It's got a lavish Art Deco interior that's been completely restored. The club features great food, classic cocktails, and amazing musicians. I spent some time with Paul Howard, one of the owners, and he's put his blood, sweat, and tears into bringing this classic jazz club back to life.
I love the Art Deco in here. I love the woodwork. Did you have to completely restore all of the woodwork?
We did a lot. There's a lot of new wood in the bar. It's probably about half new. And in fact, the bar originally was shaped like a telephone. At the ends here, they came back. Just recently, we made the bar go all the way around. It seems to work a lot better. The original club was just these two bays that you see here. The back room was an addition, and originally the kitchen was there where the stage is.
The stage is striking. That's the first thing you notice when you walk in is the stage. Tell me about that.
The stage floor there is a herringbone maple. We did have to replace quite a bit of it. We did what we could to match.
Now, what about on the back wall of that? Is that a painted canvas?
It's a painted canvas. It's new. I have a sister that's an artist in New Orleans, and she painted that for that location.
Because it totally looks like something original, like that would have been here in the 30s or the 40s.
Right.
Have you noticed that since you've moved in here, it's changed the urban landscape in the area?
We're not the first on the block. About 10 years ago, this whole block was pretty desolate. The town pump back in the 30s was the anchor at the other end of what was the Park Avenue entertainment strip. They were the real pioneers. Since then, those same owners have opened a place across the street. And then at this end, we opened, and the bar next door opened, the Park Bar. One thing that's kind of nice about Detroit is there is no real strip. There's a lot of little hidden away places, and if you know where to go, you can certainly have a good time.
This place, I know, is now serving complete dinners. What kind of food do you guys serve?
Classic American fare. We do frog legs, steak and eggs. We do London broils, a lot of steaks.
The oxtail soup. Tell me about that. It sounds Interesting.
It's great. It's a house specialty, and people love it. It's always on our menu. It changes seasonally. The recipe changes, but it's always got oxtails in it.
After my chat with Paul, I decided to jump behind the bar and get a real feel for the flavors of the 40s.
This is my new friend Lola, and she's going to show us what are some drinks from the classic drinks from the 30s and 40s.
There are many classic drinks. There's the Sazerac, Manhattans, Old Fashions, Sidecars.
What's your favorite?
My favorite would be the Sidecar.
Oh, why don't you show us how to make
Yeah.
that? Because I'd love
Yeah,
to
definitely.
actually see it. I know how to make a beer. You open the top.
Yeah.
Pretty much is what you do, but. So ice in the glass.
Yep, and this is to chill the glass. So I put ice and some soda water, keep it nice and chilled while I'm preparing the cocktail.
Okay.
Filling my shaker with
With
some ice.
with ice,
And then I'm gonna reach back here and grab some Remy Martin.
Remy Martin is a
It's
what?
a cognac.
Cognac. Okay.
And then some Cointreau.
Cointreau is orange liqueur.
Yeah, orange liqueur, that's correct.
Check out the big
Little bit
brain
of
on
that.
top.
And then,
See, cognac, orange liqueur, and this
Yep.
is a sidecar.
This
I
is a
remember reading
sidecar.
about this being huge in the 40s.
yep, and I'm gonna be putting some simple syrup in there.
Okay.
Just a teaspoon. And then I'm going to squeeze some fresh lemon into the drink. And I use a strainer to catch any pulp or seeds that may come out of the lemon.
Okay.
And I use half of a lemon.
Is this considered a ladies' drink, or is this
You
something
know,
I
I
could
see
drink?
men and ladies both drink this, and that's why it's a great drink because, you know, it's not considered a masculine or a harsh or, you
I have
know.
to ask because of my reputation.
Right,
So.
it's very important.
Right.
And I'm gonna shake that.
I wonder if Remy Martin's a person. Oh well.
We don't want to overdo it now.
Right. Oh my goodness, look at the color. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna finish it with a nice lemon twist.
How festive.
Yep. Take this. Get some of that lemon extract out. And ta-da.
That's absolutely awesome. This is a sidecar. Thank you, Lola.
You're
I
welcome.
I shall enjoy it,
My pleasure.
but not on camera.
In the evening is when the magic really happens at Cliff Bells. The lights go down, the energy goes up, and suddenly you're transported back to a time when jazz was king and elegance was everything. The night we went featured a band called the Hot Club of Detroit. They're a classic gypsy jazz band that you really have to see to believe. These guys are from Detroit, but they're becoming famous around the world. The crew and I thought we'd stay for a couple of songs, but I'm telling you, once you settle in at Cliff Bells, it's really hard to leave. It's the kind of experience and atmosphere that's almost impossible to find anymore. And you're not going to find this place anywhere else but Detroit, Michigan.